Test. All right, so we went back to going live. Started all over. Sorry, guys. I don't know what in the world happened. The electricity went off and came on like several seconds later. I think maybe there's something wrong with the AC. I don't know. I don't know what happened, guys. But I'm back online, and we were talking about this topic about spiritual growth, and I'm sorry about the interruption. This is simply a part 2 to get it restarted again. Can't explain it, but we're back, and whatever happened, I'll have to deal with it afterwards or later. I've survived without AC before. I think if there's something wrong with the AC, I'll find out how long it will take to fix and go from there. Machiwa guy. I do have fans that will help a little bit. Or maybe it was unrelated to the AC, who knows? I think I feel it. Yeah, I guess it wasn't related, guys. So, spiritual growth, spiritual journey. I'm sorry that happened to my vatos. There's some of you coming in now, so. And I got this all weird because I got to be able to see my monitor, but the camera's in the way. Triumph, yo, we got me 23, Machiwa, Indigo Lizard back. I can't read the other one. MC Casco Rambo. Oh, the translation? Machiwa, holy one. We got Cameron. His yeah. Well, it doesn't really happen a lot. It's just that I'm doing a total different setup right now, and so like I gotta learn it on the spot. I got 20 of you came back so far. 20 of you guys came back. Take a second. AC is straight timeline. I think everything is now not straight. It's going up. Machiwa, Holy One. Cameron Hyde. Oh, sorry. Bizzle. Joe, Sky, Russ. Thank you guys for coming back. This is all grace. That's what I call it, grace. So. We're getting it going on, baby. Yes. So I was able to teach with that diagram, so that's awesome. Take a look at that video. It's just the one right before this one. You got to see the different dimensions, the different realities, and the aliens involved in our drama. Some of the ones that are trying to prevent us from trying to prevent your spiritual growth, trying to slow it down. You say, no thank you. I will do this on my own without your graces. So some people are just can't help themselves to judge, and they just judge because that's the way they roll. When you don't process or realize the law of one, that all are equal, all are the one. It's just God. It's itself. It's not a him. It's or a her. It's a it. Itself is a consciousness, a multi-layered consciousness, a spectrum. So God includes all those layers, all those parts, all those selves. All are God. The only thing you could say is that we're all unified as one, all unified as God. We are all relevant, we're all important, we're all the one. So when God starts exploring itself way down here in its own creation, God created these worlds, yes. Well, now God is in the process of creation. This is Creator creating. We are Creator's thoughts. We are Creator's itself, projected itself into the lower worlds so that it can learn from itself. God is learning from itself through us. We are the creations of God. We are the thoughts of God. We are all God. And God is experiencing itself down here. And it's made so powerful to enable part of itself to experience this as individuality, to experience a separateness that doesn't exist, but God is able to have this through its creation. God can create many energies of itself, versions of itself, perspectives of itself. God has many perspectives of itself. God is learning from itself. And we are that mechanism, we are that field, unified field. We are experiencing it all simultaneously, all at once, not separate. Nothing is separate. That's an illusion. The illusion of the hologram. The illusion that God and the ascended masters agreed to. They made the rules and they said it was a place of love and a place of free will. So God knew this, that if it gave itself free will, it's going to use it. So here we are, God experienced creations of Creator experiencing itself, creating distortions of itself, lower versions of itself. Why would God want to create lower versions of itself? So that it could know itself. Put it in the hologram fields, the simulation fields, or simulated life. Being physical is the fake world. Real beings are simply pure consciousness. They don't have need forms. Forms, as you can see, have distortion. Forms are lesser than the full comprehension, lesser than the full expansion. You're only getting some instead of all. I mean, that's the experience in the hologram. That's why God did this, so it can experience individuality, which doesn't really exist. Time, space, which really doesn't exist. But it's simulated to make you think so. And there's part of you who knows this. So we all know that we're all in a simulation, in a hologram field. That's what the Guardians call it, the hologram of matter, the 15-dimensional time matrix. And creation projects itself into the time matrix. And then these are, you would say, eternal collectives, giant collectives. One of those collectives, there's three of them, serving three levels of consciousness. You would have the strongest or the largest, the most consciousness, being the blue flame, Holy Iluhai. So that's where the Emerald Covenant comes from the greatest level, the highest level in our time matrix. Out of the 15-dimensional time matrix, they're right there in the 13th dimension. Okay? So within that became another dimension. So we call it the 14th dimension in the diagram. And then that's the gold flame within the blue flame. Within God. Or first the triadic, then the polaric sound field, and then it's called ecadic sound field. And then the full expansion of the God source. So we are within that God source, ecadic, polaric, triadic sound fields. Okay, there's three levels of God right there. Now God, these collectives, the ecadic, polaric, triadic, these levels of ascended masters are creating themselves inside of hologram fields. They project themselves, a piece of themselves, into a hologram, which creates life in a spectrum. That's what we are. Okay, we're part of this spectrum machiwa, right? So we're like, someone's spamming Discord, so I gotta somehow close that app. It's not cool. What the hell? Wait. Okay. What are we doing? Not on YouTube, sorry. Alright. Wow, what's that? I'm not supposed to be paused. Okay. Sorry, this thing has an issue apparently. If I do something like that on my phone, it turns it black there. It's so dumb. Anyways, so this is what's going on, guys. We have this spiritual war going on, and it's not all fun and games. You know, there's actually danger in this world. We actually have beings trying to stop you or slow you down or disempower you, even within your own family, your own friends, your own government, your own people. It doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter if you're related or connected. But anyways, it's a dark consciousness on this planet. And so as light, we choose light. We're serving light, not fake light, not false light. Religion is fake light. Religion has angry gods. And so we dismiss that. We transmute that. The creator, original intention, because there is one, the Emerald Covenant represents that. The Emerald Covenant and the gold flame and the violet flame and the avatar, Christos avatars, are above the darkness. There is no dark distortions at those levels. Distortion ends at the 11th dimension. So if you ascend and ascend and ascend and go beyond into the 12th dimension, then you made it. You got out of the polarized spiritual warfare. And that's what this is. I'm like trying to be all... I'm like a Virgo, and I'm like a perfectionist, and I get... Now there's a delay and shit. I don't care, but it's all right. So yeah, it's a spiritual war, and we're trying to grow. You want to grow. You're trying to grow, and then there's beings. I made a video today about dark empaths. Okay, there's people in this world with certain energies and consciousness in them who are vampires, who are shiwakaya, manipulating your emotions, who are, giving lip service, and you would say kissing up to you, but really have alternative motives for what they're saying and doing, which is pretty sick. For someone who like fakes, it's like deranged thinking. Wow, not from this world thinking. Not serving law of one consciousness. It's a dark consciousness in this person who is now up in your face, in your life, in your conversation, in your relationship. Why haven't you transmuted that shit? Okay, you're a priest of light, but hanging out with shadow. So you choose. But this is about becoming serious, you guys. We are priests. We're a priestcraft. Understand? Even Jeshua, priest of Azraline, we are part of these. There's a priestcraft. There's two priestcraft coming out of Lumira. And Lumira was peaceful. Okay? It was the Atlanteans who were anti-Christos. it is the Atlanteans who were taken over by the, it was guardians serving Law 1. These were holy grails, once responsible for the earth. You're the priestcraft. Not everyone is. Your star beings, placed as guardians, were priestcraftmen. And so they fell. And the ones in Atlantis. And why do you think they wanted to kill Lemurians? Because they're serving Law of One. They don't want Law of One. They want domination, they want control, they want authority, they want elitism. And that's exactly what they became. The dark illuminated ones. Okay, and those aren't even human. According to the Guardians, Ashana Dean's work, I gotta say it at the beginning because this is a new video. She is the one that brought in, she's speaker one. Look her up, Ashana Dean, Voyager's material. Check it out, you can download it. It's up there somewhere for free, or you can go to her website and buy it and support her work. We are students of her work, and so a lot of us are learning this stuff, have learned several courses, have understood it, who are speaking it. Speak. Like our Vatos Starman and Indigo Wizard, they're speaking, sharing the knowledge, pointing people to it. I point people to it. So you guys realize you can even think about this, because in 2010, I was doing this. Find people in your city who want to practice and study with you. Have city organizations. You can call it Kalantic Science. That's what she called it. Or you can call it whatever you feel connected to. Maybe Tantria Hura or whatever, groups. There's no official thing, man. We have to make it ourselves. And that's okay. We're learning without some coordinated official office, because Ashtiana has nothing like that. She has her website, and every few months she'll do a private for a specific group, not everyone. She'll do some teaching. She's still teaching, man, just not to everyone. So apparently it's invitation only or something. I have no idea myself. And that's okay. If they're doing that for a certain reason, they're doing that for a good reason, or not, or whatever. We don't stop being guardians. If you're confused about that, we don't stop. We're still gonna roll forward. Dang, man. This keyboard keeps getting hit by my... Shit. I'll put this on the floor when I'm not using it. All right. Thanks, you guys. So it's funny because people contact me and ask me to contact her for them, and I'm like, good luck with that, Vatos. Good luck. It doesn't mean she's available for your command. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Neither am I. I work 24/7 basically. If I have to eat and go to the bathroom, I will. But otherwise, I'm working, and I love doing it. So, I'm doing this for you guys, and I'm making 2 videos a day, and now a live. That's 3 videos in one day, and there we go. My Chiwa. What is she doing? I don't know. Maybe she's in Samadhi, in some bliss somewhere. We're working our asses off. we are part of the guard. Some of you are part of the guard. You're actually doing stuff. You're actually practicing stuff, learning this advanced Templar knowledge before it's, and make copies of it, download it to your computer, buy some hard drives to save it all. It might be a few terabytes. Prepare yourself for a few terabytes of video workshops to put on your computer, because I'm pretty confident they won't always be available. Just saying. That's like a just in case. And by the way, while you're downloading it and shit, learn it, run it, do it. It's not just there to be philosophized. It's something you actually do the steps, and there are literal steps. It's not, even if it's advanced, you can still learn it and do it progressively in steps. Okay? Like I said, there's no official central command. That's just the way she's rolling. Okay, so we can't claim it. We're nothing official. We'll say it publicly. We're unofficial. We're unofficial, but gathering, coming together. I feel Christos avatar right here in my very being, man. A lot of you feel this connection. You know you're part of this people, this history, this drama we've been in these different years. And I don't need anyone to believe me, not even Ashana. I've seen her though. I've seen Ashana. I've seen Joshua. I've seen John the Baptist. And I've seen beings I've never, what are those beings? I don't know. I have to guess or just not try to realize it from a 3D mind. Beings that aren't even, there's no reference. After a certain level, there's nothing about humans. You know, humans go up to density 2. That's it. There's much more evolved consciousness beyond humans. We're just kind of like halfway up there, 12 strand. Come on, it's awesome, but not really when you got 24 strand, 36 strand, and 48 strand beings. So that's just for perspective. There is no inequality in God. There's no, everything has this equal intrinsic value. Dimension 1 being is just as important as the dimension 15 being, for example. But when it comes to comparing, you don't compare, but when you measure the consciousness, how much is in it, like you see the file size, 1 terabyte compared to 1 kilobyte. Is that perspective? And I'm sure it's much higher than terabyte. That's not really impressive anymore either. What's a petabyte? Shikamasu. Blessings to all of you, holy ones. We're rocking and rolling. Yeah, baby. That puts that light right in my shadow, so I have to put it over here, apparently. We'll do this. I learned a lot from tonight, what not to do tomorrow, or whenever I do this again. Yeah, I can see my whole computer now. Antiparticle in the house. Yeah, we're not talking about idolizing, okay? And you don't have to come in here bashing her either. And nobody's idolizing, and we talk about that. Indigo, kick him out. I don't want him here. Kick him out. I'll do this one. Goodbye. So, you guys, no one's idolizing nobody, okay? we talk about speaker one out of respect. And I just said that 5 minutes ago. I said, you don't have to ascend without. Did you hear what I said? You don't have to ascend. You don't need Ashana to ascend. That's what I said. You just rewind it. We love her. I love her. We love her. We honor her. We respect her. Okay? So you don't need to bash her. Just come back later. Thank you. Mrs. Mystic in the house. Yeah, they feed off of light. They feed off of light. They actually, darkness needs, is finite. Darkness is finite Darkness is finite consciousness. It needs light for food. It needs light to exist because, according to the Guardians, Ashana's work, hello, you are, it's going towards self-destruction. It's going towards oblivion. So these beings that live in there, some of them are aware of that. So that's why they always have to vampire. They're always consuming. They're always full of some darkness, Machiwa. Tracy B, Sylvia Cole. It's not called Asherite, it's called Azurite. There's a big difference there. Azurite. And she doesn't call herself Azurite Temple anymore. You just go to her website. It's something totally different now. She had legal battles in 2012. So she lost her corporation, she lost the material. It's very interesting how she loses the material rights, but still can kick you off of YouTube. Pretty funny, huh? Anyways, what's up, Ashley? Holy One. Thank you, guys. This is a, yeah, now I'm getting hang of this. I just don't like having to do the phone as a camera, but it turned out to be a good camera. And we got the process rolling, guys. This will be better and better, and we'll just soon it will be like a green screen, and it'll be teaching right here. I'll have to figure it out and see how much green screen I need, but I have the cheapest way I found to do it is to make it from green foam board, which I found that you could probably use poster board, but I'd rather have foam board because it's more sturdy and I can make it stay straight and tape them together and have a wall of them. Like if you tape a bunch of green foam, put it behind you, that's the green screen. That's what I did before, and so I know it works. And I even painted these panels for wall panels, but I used them for the floor. It was so I can have a green screen floor because I was learning dancing. I want to do dancing of some sort, and so I had some experience with green screen, and I just know the show will be very more creative, more interesting, with different backgrounds and whatever. And I plan on having more than one camera, a few cameras. So. But yeah, you guys, this is a spiritual journey, and this is probably the most advanced, you would say, ascension information on the planet. And so there is also, you got to realize pitfalls. There's landmines out there in the New Age movement. And most people don't know better. Okay, they don't learn about the law of one or unity. They don't see how these beings are not being unity, how they're actually some form of hierarchy going on in the archangels. There's hierarchy. There's no hierarchy in God, holy ones. Guardians don't look at you, oh, you're higher than that being angel. You're highest than the highest angel. You're a lowly. What the F? No. There's no hierarchy in God when everything's equal, when everyone's God. Now, when you come to the time matrix, some had to play these large fields. Some played small fields. Doesn't mean one's greater than the other when they're, oh God. Everything you think is lowly or unimportant, it's just as important as you. That is the whole truth about law of one and this information, and how you can use that to discern people who are not living that way and speaking that way, like these new age systems. You just have to look at what they're teaching. Look at the teaching. Look at what they're teaching. Don't go by their beautiful ships, their beautiful people. Look at what they're teaching you. Is it law of one? Or do you find hierarchy? Because it won't take long for them to say something to realize they're not serving law of one. They're not following the Emerald Covenant, Christos teachings, okay? The original founder's teachings. And by the way, that's who Ashana is. That's who the beings representing this information are. They're called Iyani. These are founder races. We respect our founder races. Some of you are founder races. That's what these DNA represents. That's why this DNA is called Holy Grail. That's why you're called a priest king, a magi king. Well, we have a history about those. We've been in several kingdoms, several timelines. So we're just remembering that again. And you'll get trolls like this anti-particle person, and who are not speaking lovingly about others towards others. You guys, that's exactly a dark empath. We want beings who represent a natural love, a natural gentle care, a respect and admiration for all, including Ashana Deen, Yasha Ashana. And actually, some would disagree with you. You actually need these teachings. And it's not about Ashana Tain. You actually do need ascension teachings, codes. You're down here and you're a third dimensional being with DNA blocks, more than one block in your DNA bottle. They do need to bioregenerate. They do need bioregenesis techniques. Okay, smartass, you do need the material, you do need the codes. You don't do this, you're not fixing the distortion in your DNA. And this is exactly why humans are reincarnate, die, reincarnate. You're not supposed to, first of all, die. You're not supposed to reincarnate, and you keep on reincarnating because you're trapped. Because you do need bioregenesis, homie. That's the whole point of this knowledge. The whole point is you need it. You just made an ass of yourself, Vato of light, or something. Makaya Mashutas. We're going to need to be having a Christos Avatar channel. You're going to need a Voyager's book. You would just go and study what they're showing you in the freaking New Age. Okay, that's exactly what would be left after Ashana's teachings were not here, the guardians of teachings. And then you would be running reverse code, homie. Tell me one religion, one single spiritual doctrine in the New Age that can help you to ascend. Yeah? Yeah? So, this is what you're up against. You will have people fighting for their religion, for their Jehovah. They will do terrible things to you or other people or other countries or whatever based on their God. That's not a peaceful God. That's not a loving consciousness. That is not expanding. You're falling. When you want to harm someone, that is very low vibe, and we want to be around high vibe people. We want to be around high vibe in my chat. And we don't want to have to kick people off or mute people, but we will. Because we don't need someone coming here and preaching hate. That's what you do when you're trying to build up some bad energy vibes. When just close your mouth and so no bad energy vibes come out. That's what you do. You just stop speaking, take a break until you raise your vibe back to love, back to sweetness and kindness and friendliness and a real smile. Not a fake smile, a real. Show me your real smile. Show me your real smile, only once. Because we feel your energy. You're in a group of students of Templar. We feel your energy, we see it. You guys, it's a spiritual war. People are going to throw shit at you and the community. They're going to disrespect the community, disrespect our teachers. They're going to do that. That's what that consciousness does. You don't see this person saying, oh, this is a great technology. I've learned the Kathara. I'm talking about Kelantic science. Oh no, instead you're just talking negative shit about Ashana. She doesn't need anyone protecting her. But some of us will, anyways, out of respect. And so, Machiwa, you guys, in Voyagers 2, you will learn about these DNA blocks. Okay, you have several DNA blocks. That's why Indigo children are here to teach you how to. This is higher advanced knowledge from dark extraterrestrials, not in your human's best interest. They literally want to either dominate you, control you, or wipe you out, kill you. So both scenarios are not fun, right? And so they want our gates. They want Earth's Templar. That's why we're called Templar. It's about Templar, holy ones. It's not only about Templar. You also got to learn Merkaba. You don't ascend without that either. There's things you do need. You don't just be, good and nice and loving. That's good, that's important, but not only, you actually need more than that. Learn how your consciousness is distorted. Learn what's actually the problems, why there's a emotional body and an ego. It's not even normal. We shouldn't have departments in our consciousness, but we're existing in these compartmentalized emotional body. What the F? We're supposed to be Chica. This is consciousness that has fallen from Atlantis and Lemuria. What do you think the second strand is? Lemurians, disembodied consciousness. We have Atlantean disembodied consciousness. We have astral disembodied consciousness, because some of the Atlanteans, some of the Lemurians made it to the surrogate morphogenetic field in Tara, but then got stuck when it was cut off. Now they were stuck, disembodied astral beings. Now you hear people talking about the negative astral. Well, that's the astral we're talking about. The ones who were part of the severing of the morph field, because we've had to change it a few times. We've had to go from, I know Sirius was one time, and the Syrians, that's why we're spliced with them. They're in Syrian Anuhazi. Pleiadians are blue flame too, but they're a different race. Just realized that there are some highly evolved Pleiadians who are like part bird beings. They're called the Ceres. And you know, Ceres is one of the 12 tribes of the human genome, you know, the Terahertz. Ceres. And you know that the Ceres bird people are avatars of the gold flame Seraphite. Some of you might see these golden beings, because now I've had a few of you guys talk to me about them. So some of you are coming out of that record. That's who your Templar is. That's who your people are. And so some of you are like remembering that, opening that, activating that. We're going through that together, guys. It's a group thing. It's an ascension symptom thing. And quite frankly, everyone's feeling symptoms, even the people who are not spiritual, because they're feeling 3D changes too. So they're having issues just like we can have issues. Sometimes it'll be blessed, in a blessing, beautiful, very, positive. But other times it's activations that are very uncomfortable. But realize some of this has to do with us developing into our psychic powers. Okay, we have a whole bunch turning on, even with your 4th strand activating. When this activates, you'll start seeing spirits. You can see dots of light. You can see energy structures, geometries, geomancies of light. You see some perfect spherical, well, that's your 4th strand kicking in. Your 4th strand vision. Ashiana talks about that a lot. And how she had a near-death experience, NDE, out-of-body experience, OBO, OBE, NDE, ODE, OBE. Anyways, when she came back, she describes she was able to retain her 4th strand activation. So she had fetal integration memory. That means she remembers everything from the womb, being in the womb. She remembers. So if you come, have a near-death experience, and you come back, you could actually help your activation. Oh my gosh. Well, she said that, so I'm saying it, but maybe someone's gonna try to kill himself. No shit. That suddenly came into my head, but hey, I'm making a disclaimer. I'm just saying the Guardians say that Ashiana did this and she got a benefit of retaining her 4th strand memory. So that would be freaking awesome if you're in 3D, but you remember everything from the 4th dimension, all the crystal cities and inner Earth, and she remembers all that. So that's in us too, okay? Memories that are dormant, just like you activate your higher strands, including your third eye. It's your 6th strand, by the way. You're going to be getting memory back. That activates and turns on. Well, that's your future consciousness from from your point of view in the hologram. So we're all going through our own level of spiritual growth and enlightenment. It just depends on how much you put into it, really. And hopefully you're not being caught up in a lot of distortions and still working from ego and shadow work. That's why if our friend Antiparticle would do some ego work and some shadow work, then there would be a whole different attitude, a whole different speaking. And that's what you want to do, because that is healing. Like, we come to Earth and there's some healing that we all got to do, because the consciousness has been diminished here. The consciousness is actually reversed, not partially, majorly reversed by the fallen angelics, specifically the Jehovahans, Yahweh. Thank you. No, thank you. Fallen ones. So, people are sending prayers and love to this being. Some are probably sending much more horrible things. You understood how that works? You're sustaining a phantom. Your religion and your worship, your prayers are sustaining a phantom being, man. And all your rituals of what? Sacrifice and communion with his blood. This is some distortion, for sure. So, like, people just talk about it because they've been in it. They don't even know what it's like to be outside of it. Now it's normal to talk about sacrificing a god. It's normal to kill. It's normal to be burning angry. No, it's not normal. It's horrible. It's dark. Notice how the New Testament tries to make God a lot more pleasant, because in Old Testament, and I'm not talking about the Apocrypha, even after Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, that's all they believe. That's all they believe. They don't accept the rest. Doesn't matter. What I'm saying is Jehovah, Yahweh, is freaking a dark being. Look at we're not talking about the beautiful stories. We're talking about, look at the character, the qualities, the consciousness of this being. So you'll see these. This is Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Honey, I'm home. Machiwa. So you will develop your knowledge of the Templar. Okay. Machiwa. And return back to your yes. Fib, Anachi, thank you, Holy One. Much respect. Thank you for supporting Christos Avatar. Somebody likes 8, yes? Thank you, Holy One. Can I speak on, let me see. Can you speak on Breatharianism? Ashiana spoke about how we used to be Breatharian. Yes, that's true. And one of the things you have to realize in your mind is that when you talk about we used to be, what she's really saying in Tara, that's the future, but we're back to the future, like this movie. He's from the future, but went to the past, and then he has got to return back to the future. So it's actually the future. When we're eternal life, we're not eating animals and plants. Nothing is eating another being. So we were and will become again breatharians. It's not happening here. Well, I don't exactly agree with that because I believe it can happen now, but there's no consensus yet. There's a few people online actually teaching it. There's this black gentleman, and he lives on the beach and stuff in that area, I believe, where I've seen his interviews there. I believe he's a breatharian, like a successful actual person who can live without eating. But normally, it's ascension, it's awakening. People are awakening their higher DNA. They're making it. That's what I'm saying. It can become possible. I believe, at least. Weird noise. Did you guys hear it? But anyways, I think what you can do is eat less and then start to eat less. Start to eat less. In other words, don't go from here and go to here. And then do juicing. And then do, well, fasting. And then fast longer. But I think to be successful, I think you have to also incorporate pranayama, for sure. And also you'll have to incorporate like something like qigong. I would say for sure that would definitely be helpful, because you got to get your life force uptake way up high. Learn yoga, and the yoga, qigong, and pranayama. If you did that with eating no food and fasting and dry, it's called dry fasting. According to the ones who are actually breatharian, I'm not giving you any medical advice. You have to do your own research, but they call it, you have to get through dry fasting. And if you can do that, that means no water either. So not only you're not eating food, you're not drinking water. So according to scientists, it's not possible. Okay, according to the old consciousness, it's not possible. No, honey. You got people who can meditate or stop their heart from beating, or be buried alive, walk on coals. You got people who can go out of their body, come back in. There's things happening that you would call supernatural, paranormal, impossible. So you have people in the 3D who have no idea, who've never experienced a higher psychic perception. What they call an extrasensory perception. We call it psychic ability. You get psychic abilities from your Templar. You don't have your Templar open, you're not psychic. There's you turn on your Templar. It's like a gunshot, isn't it? Is it the 4th of July? Am I oblivious that it's the... Wait, isn't that the 4th of July? Let me look out my window, okay, guys? All right, sorry guys. I still don't know what it is, so sorry. I just don't like that shit. But yeah, this has been like my own spiritual growth, you guys. I've been through a lot in the past, I would say. Because I know a lot of you are going through changes, and I've been through changes big time. And so, the past 6 months have been insane. Especially the past 3 months. So, this seems to be working its way to something big. So, but yeah. Basically, we were Betharians because we have a total different body, okay? Even a different anatomy, everything. Even women don't have to have normal vaginal, childbirth. First of all, we don't have childbirth as much. But when someone does plan it, and it's a big deal, they plan it a long time, and it's now outside, a sac outside your body, not coming out like some horrible pain, right? That is one thing Ashiana said. So, also, besides being Breatharian, we're immortal. Okay, we're eternal life. We don't die, and we're giants. Okay, and we're super psychic, and living in a super advanced space age. And it's a galactic thing, a time traveling thing. So we're time travelers. We're going through gates. It's normal physics to be a time traveler. Our world, it's science fiction, bullshit. You go through a harmonic, you're going through a future time. So Stargate, go through a vortex, a wormhole. Some of them are natural, and then there's ones that are created by the elder races. Ancient, huge network, taking people all over the place, right? Well, people know where these are. The secret space program talks about it. Whistleblowers have come out and talked about it, more than one, saying the same thing. So we are getting some confirmation from those higher ups. I mean, people who are experiencing those higher levels. So it's not as if they're all coming from spiritual understanding. Just realize it's mostly a military thing, but still, they themselves are coming from a starseed. Usually, even like super soldiers are chosen because they're indigo children. They're starseeds or psychic beings or whatever. Even the fallen angelic hybrids are good candidates for the secret space program, if you have the higher chakra centers. And anyways, they teach you since you're a child, and you become a very powerful, advanced soldier. So we're living in a multi-dimensional reality, guys, and we're dealing with multi-dimensional beings on a regular basis. And when you're a starseed, you're opening your different chakras. You have access to that communication. You have access to that knowledge bases, those energies. This is like when we say downloads, we're getting it. We're 3D, and we're having these high-level experiences. Well, damn, man, that's benefiting us. Not everyone sees these worlds, sees these beings, and we're getting stuff from it. Because we're from there. Because we are these people. You can't see a holy archangel unless you are from that dimension. You understand? It's in your DNA. Now you can see the angels from that level. No? Not yet? Okay, work on your Templar. Remember, we call these the keys to the kingdom. Activate, Machiwa. We are activating, expanding, evolving. While some choose not to. Some choose to still be troll and be negative to your friends. Thought you were friends. You know, people left this group before as well. They judged me because I smoked some medicine, and now they just left. You got people who still judge, who still have a hang-up, who still have issues within themselves, because instead of loving all and treating all as equal, even if we're not following your way or what you think we should do or shouldn't do, hello, we can still get along peacefully. We can still care about each other and be kind. Oh, we're not supposed to be judging anymore. When I see you judging, I call bullshit on you. I don't think so. This is what is dangerous in the spiritual community, because all you're doing is creating dissension. You're creating amongst the group. You're trolling. You're causing this old pattern. You're representing an old pattern, not the guardian code, Vato. You're a dark empath, not empath. Not working the light. You're working a different agenda, and it sounds like also coming from a space of ego. You know, oh, I am the expert. Apparently not. Still go back to first grade, maybe. Try second grade. My Chihuahua. Or some go back to kindergarten. I mean, you see the things that people are still doing and saying. Wow, okay. Whatever you're practicing ain't working for you. A little bit of humility, yeah. A little bit less pride. A little bit more heart chakra, you know, get that humanity going on. Do you have any humanity? Do you feel love for even a stranger? Okay, what about the spiritual insight, spiritual connection? Something coming in from the fifth dimension. That's a vortex. No, that's a chakra. I mean, it's a vortex, but it's a stargate, not a wormhole. No, there's a difference. Wormhole goes horizontal. A stargate goes vertical, honey. You want to go to another dimension, you got to go take a stargate. There's not many stargates. There's only a certain amount of stargates, but there's a hell of a lot of wormholes. So we have dimensional stargates, and there's some of them called universal stargates. There's galactic stargates. There's planetary stargates. There's personal stargates. We have our Templar, the planet stargates. We access through our consciousness and through the Earth's consciousness. We can travel through time. And when you work with Ashina's techniques, the Guardian's teachings, you're going to learn how to go to certain places, realms, spiritual realms of Earth's body. You're going to go in certain halls. You're going to find certain places, and you're going to run code, run energy through your body. Excuse me. Because that's the way we roll. We don't mess around with this new age bullshit. We're not talking about Galactic Federation or archangels. We're going straight to Christos. No messing around with the lower density 2 creator gods. We're not playing no Wiccan, no astrology, no tarot. We're going straight up, honey, straight on up. Beyond the soul, beyond the oversoul, that's way beyond your freaking astrology. You want to stay down here in the 3D? What is this? Or do you want to go into the angelic realms? You want to go into the 6th, 7th, 8th? That's Gaia. That's oversoul level. That's That's called your body's like crystalline. It's the silicate crystal matrix. Here is carbon matrix. In the future, above us is carbon crystal. But density 3 oversouls, they're no more body like us. They're like ghosts. They don't have to walk. You don't see structures like walls and stuff. It's an etheric reality field. Etheric. Okay, you're like levitating, flying. You're creating form with your consciousness. Like you're born with a body here, right? Well, in Gaia, well, not just Gaia, in density 3, harmonic 3, we can change our body shapes. It's called shape-shifting. Everybody can shape-shift because they're all etheric beings. Has nothing to do with our people or a planet. Has to do with the whole matter form. All the beings in density 3. But then there's something greater than that. Etheric beings and archangelic beings. That's liquid light, man. Density 4. Harmonic 4. It's called thermoplasm. Think of liquid metal. Can you see it? Imagine it. That's the color. That's the texture kind of you want to visualize. Try to visualize it right here. Try to see your face made of liquid light, which is what? It looks like liquid metal. Like the Terminator 2 being from Terminator, he's a liquid metal. Kind of like the color of my hair. Okay? Like not gray, but like a pale silver. Not silver, but a pale silver. So imagine silver and make it lighter, like almost like pastel. This kind of like the blue flame is not really blue. This is blue. Blue, not aqua like you see on the internet. They're gonna show the throat chakra as being an aqua color. Bullshit. Do you know what is blue? Hello, let me show you how to get blue. Because there's some discrepancy, what you call distortion. What the shit? I didn't mean to do that, guys. If I can figure out how to show my browser, well, let me open a browser window like Google and then tell my OBS to open that. Google. Let me see if that will do it. Hopefully that's it, guys. Sorry guys, I forgot about that. But where do I show you the diagram in Photoshop? Hello, you have 3 blues actually. You gotta be careful of the color you imagine. The throat chakra is blue. Regular blue. Here's that dark blue we talked about. Okay, and then that 13th one, 13th one is, see, it's a different blue. So color matters. Your color gets, like there's a gold one, not yellow. Here's yellow. Here's gold. And here's pale gold. Actually, it's technically pale yellow. So we call it pale yellow. And violet flame is pale magenta. Not pink, not violet. Violet is your crown chakra. See, it's a lot brighter than the pale. All the 3 flames, blue flame, gold flame, violet flame, are like that. So I just wanted to show that. I love you. How you doing? How you doing tonight? Calle, estás? Oh, basura. You beautiful ones. I'll get this fixed. Tomorrow I'll figure out where to position everything, right? Cameron, Machiwa, Maria, Rambo in the house. Is Theo. It's Theo. Myra. Yeah, it does stand out. I agree with you. That's a blue flame, Holy One. That's what we call the blue flame, is the D13. You saw it's like a pale. I don't really have pale turquoise, maybe a little bit. But see a 6-pointed star in that color. See a 6-pointed star in the pale yellow. That's the 14th dimension. See a pale magenta star, 6-pointed star. That's the 15th dimension. Makai. One love, says Indigo. You guys said it, Battles. All right, I've kind of forgot this was already part 2. So I know it's getting close to 9:30. And, but it's gonna get better, guys. And so is your journey. Your journey, we're learning this consciousness, this information. You know, we're not perfect down here. We do our best to awaken ourselves and get, you would say, we want to operate at our highest potential, the highest that we can down here. We can't be perfect down here. We can come as best as we can, and we keep getting better. We become more and more blessed, more and more enlightened, more and more loving to all, treat everyone equally and friendly and kind, no judgments to anyone. And you guys, if you do that, if you can do that, you're gonna be a rising star. Your consciousness is gonna just, and especially if you start doing some of these techniques. If you guys want to learn the basics first, because you can learn Atlantic science. You can start with Cathara 1, and learn like the dance for life, the dance for love, the dance for joy. Learn about the sliders 1, sliders 2, sliders 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then there's a break between the shield and after this point. So some people say you can keep going or not. Learn the basics, or learn all of the materials I just said, or go learn Tantriya Hora. You choose. And I put that out there. Thank you. So some of us, even big people in the movement, are not following the later material. So, just saying that. Ayawakaya Machutas. Quite frankly, some of us have connected to the guardians. We don't need anyone even in quantum science to agree, because I myself have connected to these beings. It's not a joke, man. It's not. I'm not trying to make some bullshit up. I've been in tears trying to talk about it. So, we can't prove that to you, and no one has to. You learn that inside yourself. I don't have to prove to you that I saw a UFO. I have that experience for myself, and it just helps me in my journey give me confirmation of maybe a lower part of myself that needed a confirmation. You don't really need a confirmation, but it's so blessed when you do. When you get some confirmation from a higher being, man, it's just like all this bullshit you hear from your spiritual brothers and sisters, because some of you have basically just backlashed on us, even make all these videos about us, each person, and make fun of people. This is what people, where they're at. Like little children, little brats, little kids, not very nice, and definitely not a guardian material, but pretending to be one, saying they are one, saying that, oh, I'm a Lyrian, I'm a Syrian, I'm an Indigo, I'm a Starseed. What the man? Okay, when people can see you're not doing lip service, you're not trying to swindle someone. We will see a different attitude. We'll see a different speech. You want to be transparent. The light is transparent. It's the darkness who puts on masks, who pretends or says one thing but does another. Okay? And we don't want that in our communities. We don't want that in our conversations. So we have to block or mute sometimes. I love you guys. Thank you for coming to my live. Thank you for those who made the donations. I know it was some on the first live, and now here's the second live. Thank you for those who did help out. And anyone who else, if you guys have been connected to any of this information, if any of this information has helped you, please consider supporting Christos Avatar, either a donation here or through the PayPal link below, or become a member and meet friendly people like Mari and Indigo Wizard, and we have a lot of regulars in the chat there. You could, if you guys can't find our Discord chat, if you remember, because it's on the membership site. If you can't find it, ask me or Indigo or even Mari, she knows. We'll probably be getting one more moderator eventually, so. I know that Starman can't be here every time, so. But I love you guys. Thank you, Indigo and Starman, for watching our back, right? So we're gonna be talking about Ashina Dean in a positive way, okay, you guys? And even if you don't agree with her, you don't have to. You don't have to agree with me or anyone. You guys are here, and you're a sovereign being, and you're making your own choices. Blessings to you. So we don't want to judge you, and we want to get along with you and talk with you, and even if we don't agree, like we can have a chill conversation about your God, and you can even tell me about verses in the Bible if you want, as long as we're respecting each other and not trying to damn each other and judge. Okay, fair enough. That sounds good to me. I mean, I'm not really interested in the Bible, but it's definitely a big learning lesson. I know lots of verses too. Why don't you check some of these out? some holy word of God. All right, so I have all these pages, man. Yeah, I know where it's at. Isaiah 13:9. Behold, the day of the Lord is coming, cruel with fury and burning anger, to make the land a desolation. And he will exterminate murder, that means genocide. Exterminate its sinners from it. That's one example of your holy word of God. Deuteronomy 9:8. Even at Horeb you provoked the Lord to wrath, and the Lord was so angry with you that he would have destroyed you. You see, the consciousness is not very enlightened, not very sweet and loving. That's definitely a troll. That's definitely a dictator. That's definitely a serial killer. I mean, genocide for a whole people. Numbers 11:1-2. When the Lord heard it, his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burned among them and consumed some of them of the outskirts of the camp. Of course, you know. Well, we won't go on. We'll just say one more. This will resonate in your brain for a while. 1 Samuel 15:3. Now go and strike Amalek and completely destroy everything he has, and do not spare him, but put to death both man and woman and child and infant, babies, ox, animals, sheep, camel, and donkey. We dismiss this. This is not God. This is something dark. And there's lots more, but we're not interested in that doctrine. I love you guys. Peace to you. Blessings to you. And I'll see you on the flip-flop. I just want to make sure. Okay. I'll see you guys on the flip-flop. Much respect to you. And while you see judging God and judging people, we won't judge. We're part of law of one. All are equal. We're trying to teach that all are equal. I love you. Blessings to you. Blessings to you in your spiritual awakening, your spiritual growth. I love you guys without judgment, without or unconditionally. No conditions. You could hate me, and I love you. We have to live this way. This is the way light is. This is the understanding of light. This is the blessedness of light. We must be like blessed angels because we are. We're the guardians coming from those levels. Hello. Let's be what we really are. Let's rise to that standard, because that's a standard. That's a principle, holy ones. Law of one is a principle. It's a way. It's who we are. Namaste, holy ones. Blessings in the Guardian Alliance. All guardian angelic nations. Holy Elohai, Holy Seraphi, and Braharama. Peace to you guys. See you soon. Yeah. Check out some of my videos, homies. I'm putting out like 2 or 3 a day. Check it out. Leave some comments. Like, share, and like, you guys. What's up? Come on. Good night, you guys. Peace. Much love. Coming from a space of love.